Hello, it is me again, Sherry. I am coming to continue my chapter by chapter reviews of my book, My Extraordinary Walk. So I'm doing this to celebrate my 1 year anniversary of my book being released. So the next chapter that I'm going to talk about today is chapter number 8, Follow the Leading of the Holy Spirit. Which is something that I had to learn on my walk, to tune in, to listen when you hear that small, still voice, to follow it. And if it's positive, I'm going to follow it. And then usually after the fact, you realize that was the Lord speaking. Like, for example, okay, me and my mother, we have this thing that we like to talk about. It's called our something said moments. We usually talk about this all the time on the phone. Like, something said for me to call you right now. And she'll call me right at the perfect time when I need somebody to talk to. Or something told me to take a different way home, then I find out that I avoided an accident. Or something held me up at home where I wasn't allowed to leave at the timely manner, and then as I'm on my route, on my drive, I see that there was an accident, and if I left on time, maybe I would have been involved in that. So to me, something said it's usually a quiet reminder, or something just to help you or lead you in the right direction of exactly where you need to be. And I think that this happens all the time, but we don't listen. I think we hear the voice of the Lord, or I don't know, I just think something said is such a gentle reminder. It's not a loud or distracting thing that it could be easily ignored. I think that a lot of times the voice sounds exactly like our own voice, so we just put it off as our thoughts, like, oh, I'm thinking about calling such and such. And then some of us just put it off and don't call that person. Oh, I'll do it later. But when you listen to that voice and you call, you could be exactly what that person needed in that moment. Or, you ever call somebody and they be like, I was just thinking about you. That kind of thing. So I'm going to share a small something said story. A story of mine, so you really get the gist of what I'm saying when I say follow the leading of the Holy Spirit. Okay. In the process of writing this book, got to a point where I thought I was done. So the whole time talking to God. But I was praying, but I wasn't getting any answers. Like, okay, Lord, I'm done with this book. What's next? What we gonna do next? What's the next step? Because I never thought I'd be a writer. So it's not like I knew the process. I didn't know any publishers, any editors. I didn't know anybody who had ever written a book at this time. So this was all brand new to me. I was totally depending on the Lord for this process. So one day I decided that I kind of had enough. I'm going to have a serious conversation with God about my book and see if I can get some direction. And I'm driving in the car and I'm telling him what I feel like I need to be doing, or maybe I should do this, or should I contact this person, or just on and on and on, all the different things that I've researched this, and maybe I need to find this type of editor or that type of publisher. And in the midst of me kind of babbling on and on and on about what I wanted to do and what I thought I needed to do, I heard, trust him. And it just stopped me in my tracks, because I realized in all my questioning and all my trying to figure it out and all my trying to do, I wasn't trusting him. I had trusted him up until this point, but I got antsy and anxious, and I wanted to rush to the next step. But lo and behold, there was another chapter that had to be written. This something said chapter had to be written. So for me, this was a lesson in patience, which is something that God is still working so much with me on. Patience is not my virtue. So I still pray for patience, and it's just something that I have to constantly work on, because in my mind, I get ahead of myself and I want to help God do, but lo and behold, God don't need any help from any of us if we just let him do. And just like after that, I heard that, trust me, within days later, probably not even a couple weeks later, I had a dream that led me to the publisher that was going to publish the book. So all I had to do is be patient and wait on him. He has it. He already know. Especially when God tell you to do something, he's not going to tell you to do something that's not going to work out, not going to come to be. He told me to write this book, and I did, but it was a process. I was wanting to know the next step, wanting to do the next step, and all I had to do was wait on him. So that is it. follow the leading of the Holy Spirit. And it's been my lesson that I've learned that the more you listen to the leading of the Holy Spirit, the more you tune into that small, still voice and respond, the more he will respond to you. The more he will give you those leadings and those urgings to do different things. So to sum it all up, had I not listened to the leading of the Holy Spirit, I could have messed this whole process of my book coming out up. I could have went to the wrong publisher. I could have not had certain chapters in it that needed to be in it, where it would not have been complete. I could have just messed it up. But listening and being patient, following the leading of the Holy Spirit, helped me out a bunch. So, and it happened so much during my process. So I want to encourage you all to follow the leading of the Holy Spirit. Listen and respond. When you believe it's the Lord leading you in a positive direction, go with it. Do it. And then in the end, you'll realize, yes, Lord, that was you. And the more you listen to him, the more he will respond. So that's it. That's chapter 8, follow the leading of the Holy Spirit. I don't know which chapter I'm going to pick up with next, but you have to tune into the next video to find out. Thank you guys. SherryKirkland.com, Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. My extraordinary walk. Thank you.
Together by the love of you, not worthy of your attention. I'm so guilty and ashamed. Please don't use me.